Holidays are great, except when they're not. If you have a loved one who is seriously ill, the holidays can be extremely difficult. You may not have the energy to tackle your typical holiday traditions. You might be overwhelmed with feelings of sadness, or like many, the holidays might raise questions about faith. Fortunately, if this describes you, know that you're not alone. Dean Pryor, Chaplain Coordinator for Hospice of Washington County, has a great deal of experience in being present to people from all faith traditions as they cope with the impending loss of someone they love. Dean and his fellow chaplains provide spiritual care to HWC patients and families, always recognizing and respecting the faith traditions and cultural practices of all those they serve before, after, and during the holidays. Dean, thanks for being here today.
Hi, Bernadette. It's great being back with you here and your friends on Healing, Hope, and Health.
Great. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Dean, especially during the holidays, I think that difficult questions come up when somebody is about to lose a loved one or has lost a loved one. What does a chaplain say to somebody in that situation?
Right. And so we all know that the holidays can be stressful, but then when you add into the mix a loved one who is getting ready to transition towards death or is on that journey that's getting closer to death, it can be very stressful for the family. So what our spiritual care chaplains do at hospice is we go into the homes of the families and we just try to be that spiritual presence that they need, allow them to communicate whatever needs that they have currently, and we try to also let them know during the holidays that it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel sad that your loved one may be getting closer to death, and that's normal. So we tell them all these emotions that you have are normal. Just let us help you with them and talk them through, and also provide prayer support for each family member and each patient during the holiday season when a loved one is ill.
On an average week, how many patients or family members do you see?
Right. So our chaplains at Hospice of Washington County usually see about 30 patients per week.
Wow.
And so some of those are in nursing homes and assisted living centers. Some of those are also perhaps in the hospital or even at home. And no matter where the patient calls home, we're making sure that we're there to help them through these difficult times. Yes.
Are there a typical set of questions that people, spiritual questions that people have surrounding the death of a loved one that they bring to you, or does it just depend on the person? You know,
it depends on each faith tradition. I know that here in Washington County, a large percentage of our patients are in the Judeo-Christian religion, meaning either Jewish or Christian. And so we try to help them journey through. Many times they want to say, what's heaven like? What can we expect? And so we'll go to the sacred texts, the scriptures, the Bible, whatever their religion calls for, and we'll read those passages to the patient and family to help them better get through that and understand that, life here on earth is not the end. And as spiritual beings, many of these religions and faith traditions do believe in an afterlife and heaven. So that's something to look forward to, that we allow the patients to be able to understand. So.
Okay. And how about, say, with the Muslim traditions or Buddhist traditions? Do you also work with those families and share their texts as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. No matter what the person's faith tradition is or is not, we will minister to them with whatever their background, whatever they would like, and we customize that plan of care to suit their religious needs.
Mm-hmm. And I guess one other thing I was just going to ask, as you go throughout the county, and I'm sure you probably run into people that are atheists or have no faith tradition but are still spiritual. What kind of support do you provide? What is the spiritual support that is not necessarily religious?
Right. Well, the amazing thing with Hospice of Washington County is we try to minister to everyone. And some of our patients are agnostic or atheists, and they still welcome in a spiritual care provider just to be able to talk. Mm-hmm. Because many times at the end of life you start to question things, and you may just want that companionship there to be able to process through this end of life journey. And so many times they invite us in just to be able to have conversation and be there as a presence. And through that, many times they have questions that maybe we can help address.
Yeah, and I think maybe the biggest gift that the chaplains give is that gift of unconditional love and presence to them at that point in their life, and that is tremendous.
Right. You know, we believe we're all made as God's creatures and humans, so we're there to show and express the love that we can give, knowing that that we're all part of this journey, right, in life, and so, you know, our fellow humans, we're all there for them each step of the way.
Well, thank you so much, Dean, for sharing your journey and the journey you take with those in our community.
Thank you.
I'm so glad Dean was able to join us today and grateful for his gift of spiritual sensitivity. Death is a natural part of life, but this knowledge doesn't make letting go less painful, ease our sadness, or answer our questions. Fortunately, HWC chaplains are willing to answer our spiritual questions when they can, and when they can't, they're still willing to journey with us no matter the spiritual practice or faith tradition. I was once told, with regards to faith, that it was better to have sincere questions than smug answers. I'm grateful this holiday season for HWC's chaplains who minister with compassion and understanding to a diverse people. Wishing you well this holiday season. See you in the new year.
Looking through the lens, I see you smiling there. I take a photograph. In my mind, you'll never fade. A million winding roads. Who knows what we will.